This is my big brother's dog, Tyrion, down, modeling his new backpack. Oh, hello everybody. As you can see, I'm not in my usual place. This is my big brother's house. He's away with the family he was away overnight. He'll be back this evening. So yeah, they went to Toronto overnight, and I'm pet sitting. There's pet sitting the cat, then there's the dog. This is Tyrion. It's a Game of Thrones name or something. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. He is just a puppy and can't really be left on his own for very long, so that's why I'm here. Hey, down. Down. I know it's so exciting. You want to be on YouTube. My framing was really crappy today, but I'm not going to fix it because I have a cat on my lap. And I like having a purring cat on my lap more than I like having good framing, so too bad for you. As you know, I've got a fair few pets of my own. I've got my octogenarian dog Bruno, and my 2 hermit crabs, and my 6 chickens. Anyway, given that Bruno is 12 years old now, obviously it's been a long time since we've had a puppy in the house. I haven't had a puppy quite this big ever. First dog I ever remember having, Kayla, she was a Great Dane, but she wasn't a puppy when I had her, and also I was a baby. I was 6 when she had to be put to sleep. She was 11, which is really good for a Dane. I gotta say, I'm gonna be real tuckered out once all this is done with. Because, good God, is that ever a rambunctious puppy. He's pretty quiet right now. We went for a long walk. I took him for a long walk yesterday and he pulled me all over Hell's Half Acre, and then today I took him again and it was a little bit better. And a lot of that largely had to do with the fact that I gave him a job. So the thing a lot of people don't really realize about dogs is that all dogs, regardless of breed, are descended from working animals. People didn't originally keep dogs as companions, not too much. Oh, kitty's leaving. Let's fix this now that I don't have a cat on my lap. As I was saying, people didn't tend to keep dogs as companions, at least in their original context. They were kept for... What? What's your problem? They were kept for guarding and herding and carrying things, and basically to this day, even the little fluffy, apparently useless dogs are descended from dogs who had utilitarian purposes. Of course, in North America these days, dogs are actually mostly used for companionship. They don't have jobs the way they used to. Most of the most popular breeds of dogs that you see in the pet trade today are of working dog breeds. Things like Labradors and Golden Retrievers, which were hunting dogs, or Collies, which are herding dogs, or even something like Great Pyrenees, which were cart-pulling dogs and guard dogs. But for a lot of dogs, and a lot of pets in general really, a lot of behavior problems can be traced back to the fact that they don't really have something to do. And not having something to do can give way to a lot of behavior problems. For dogs, they like to have some sort of a job, like carrying things or herding animals or whatever. Even other kinds of pets like cats or rodents or birds, animals that weren't necessarily bred to serve a specific purpose, like to have something to do. Not necessarily a job in the way dogs like to have jobs, but they do need an outlet for their natural behavior, like chewing or scratching or hunting. The thing about giving your dog a job, aside from giving him a sense of purpose and something to do, is that it helps him direct his energy. If you have a high energy dog, then giving him a job will give him somewhere to direct that excess energy instead of using it to like tear your house apart and harass your kids and your guests. Now, it doesn't have to be anything complicated. If you have a border collie, for example, that's like really hyperactive and anxious, you don't necessarily have to take it to herding trials. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do that, because then that lets them indulge their natural herding instinct. But if you don't have like the time or the money to be able to enroll them in herding trials and to do all the proper training and everything, there are other alternatives to consider. One of the ones that I've seen work really well is giving your dog a backpack. Now, my brother's dog, being a Labrador Retriever, which, yeah, it's a working breed, it's a hunting breed, he's really high energy. He's really high energy and hard to manage on the leash right now because he's only 6 months old. You know, he's a baby. He hasn't really learned his leash manners yet. But the thing for me is that I'm a really low energy person. This is not really the kind of dog that would mesh well with my personality. It just doesn't fit with my lifestyle. Well, he gave me a hard time yesterday when I tried to walk him just because he was so excited. So I went out to PetSmart and I got this. It's a doggy backpack. And I've got like a bottle of water in here. There's a couple of little collapsible bowls so that if he needs to stop for a drink of water, I can give him a drink of water. I think I've got a can of pop on one side and that just helps balance out the weight so it doesn't like slide. He's got treats and food and stuff in here. He can carry his own doggy bags. Anyway, it's a wonderful invention. Now, yesterday before I got this, I had a really hard time walking him. Like I said, he was pulling me all over the place, and I'm a little bit stronger than him still, but if he was even a little bit bigger, I would have been dragging behind him. But today, when I got him the backpack and I put it on him, he was like 20 times better behaved. He pulled less, he listened to me more, and by the end of the walk, instead of like tugging on the leash and choking himself on his corrector collar the whole time, he was walking perfectly relaxed. And it was awesome. And even though he wanted to be able to expend more energy yesterday on our regular walk before he had the backpack, he wasn't really able to because I can't run with him. Like if I could run or rollerblade or skateboard or whatever with him, then he would have been probably just fine. But since I can't do those things, I just had to find another alternative, which the backpack proved very useful for. So yeah, basically, if you want a better behaved pet, just give them something to do, man. They're probably just bored or just too much pent-up energy and they're frustrated. So yeah, you guys have a good weekend. Love your pets. And if you want happy animals, give them a job. Give them something to do because that will stimulate their mind and body and make them healthier overall, and they will thank you for it, believe me. See you next time.